name looks softly familiar.
No! I'm too late! No! No! This is a holy place! This is supposed to be pure! Warded from you! This can't be real!
Spidey?
No. No! No! This is not happening. It cannot happen!
Listen, Joel, okay, just hear me out. There's obviously a mix-up.
You goddamn right there is.
No, there's a big mix-up, okay? But, I already filled out the lease. I already paid 12 months in advance. So, whether you like it, buddy, we're roomies.
Murder doesn't apply to leases.
Listen.
No, away from me.
Okay, listen, Joel. Let's just be cool and hug it out, okay? Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Come on, bring it in. Bring it in. This could be the start of a beautiful friendship. Uh-huh.
This is bullshit. Leasing office promised me a new roommate, not this black asshole. Can't expect you people to pay rent on time.
Hey, that's bullshit. I'm reliable.
And the Godzilla vs. Godzilla article, and the Thor the Dark World review, and especially your Spider-Man review. I'm waiting to kick your monkey ass in it for AMS 2. Movie sucks balls.
They're coming, I swear.
Psh, yeah, sure, whatever, George R.R. Martin. Promising dragons and fantasies that never happen.
Whatever.
Oh, hell no, you're not drinking on my couch. You already have this smelling like depression and alcohol.
Live with you and not drink alcohol? Yeah, motherfucker, you got a better chance of seeing Ben Affleck play Batman.
Ben Affleck is playing Batman, you fat drunk.
That's not the point! I live with you, I need alcohol. Them's the rules. I didn't write them.
So what do you want to do, Rue? Words still hurt. Make me sick.
I don't know. Figure I'll just do what I always do. Get wasted and watch bad movies till I pass out in anger. Yeah, okay.
While you do that, I gotta be subjected to some shitty, pretentious movies anyway.
What movies?
Films from the most pretentious director known to man.
Stanley Kubrick?
No.
Terrence Malick?
Close, but still no.
Michael Bay?
I said pretentious, not beyond hope.
Then who?
Ty West. But seriously, he sucks.
Who?
Usually when people say that nothing happened in a movie, it's just a figure of speech to openly mock horrendous pacing issues in movies, but Ty West has decided to take it upon himself to literally make nothing on film a thing. I don't know what's worse, the fact that we have this indie wannabe flannel wearing douche making garbage so uneventful that it makes Michael Bay look engaging, or the fact that he somehow has fans and critical praise. Critical praise? For what? Filming people staring off into the distance doing nothing? I could fucking do that, but you don't see me getting fucking film deals! I shouldn't be surprised that Ty West is a no-talented hack who thinks he's the second coming of Alfred Hitchcock, considering that he's gotten the blessings and has been pimped out by Eli Roth, another moron who couldn't direct his way out of a nutsack if he tried. This is literally the finest example of the blind leading the blind, or in this case, a terrible director nurturing the future of terrible directors. Somewhere in hell, you two douchebags have made Michael Bay and M. Night Shyamalan proud. I swear, Eli Roth had me cheering for the Nazis in Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah, well, I gotta go get tortured by these pieces of shit, so I'm gonna just go watch them in my room. We have Wi-Fi, so go enjoy Naughty Asians 3.
No, wait a minute. Hey, wait, no. I want to see these movies too.
Listen to me, Junkie. You can't. You don't want to do this. Remember Paranormal Activity, where the pool rake fell into the pool? And that was the most
Yeah.
action you got?
Yeah?
It's more action than any Ty West movie combined.
Oh, come on, I can't buy it.
Nothing happens.
That's not true. No!
Do you remember when you warned me about Halloween 2 and I didn't listen?
No, and for continuity issues, neither should you.
Oh. Listen to me, drunkie. You remember that One Night in Paris porno? And then you remember the parody that China did? I think it was like One Night in China. Like you didn't want to watch that. You don't want to watch these. Don't do it.
Dude, fuck that. Okay? I can take anything you throw at me. Anything. I want to see these movies. I want to see how bad they are for myself. So what do you say, buddy? Another crossover review?
What are you talking about? It's our first crossover review.
That a boy. So? We ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Fuck my life. My miserable
Come
life.
on, buddy. It's okay.
The worst.
It's okay. You know, Adam's always here to console you with his alcohol. Here, take a swig, buddy.
One day I'm gonna bury you alive in the ditch outside. Yeah.
Again, it's just us handing your vagina talking. You'll get over it.
I smell like depression and failure. Well, we're stuck doing this. Let's get through the first kick in the balls in this torture fest. Cabin Fever 2.
2? I didn't know there was a Cabin Fever sequel.
Neither did I.
Ty West has officially divorced himself from this movie, citing massive rewrites, re-editing, and a lot of the studio's interference. He did make 3 unsuccessful films before this one, The Wicked, The Roost, and Triggerman, but since you have to be a torrenting god just to locate copies of these films, we're skipping right ahead to this. And it's for the better, we suffer less.
So, wait, even the guy we're making fun of didn't like this movie?
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, this is the best he has to offer. The shit just rolls downhill from here. Isn't it great?
Well, damn. Well, in all fairness, he did make this movie to get his foot in the door, and he's not the first director or writer to do that. James Cameron made Piranha 2, Steven Spielberg made Duel, and even one of my favorite screenwriters of all time, John Logan, wrote Bats. And look, Ryder Strong even came back for this one, so maybe it won't be so bad. And I stopped giving a shit. Didn't take you long, did it, Phil? Seriously, what fucking movie would give the main star of the series top billing? Only to kill him off in the very beginning of the film. You know, I really gotta keep my mouth shut.
Okay, so this film sees the virus from the first film attacking the school prom, so naturally this leads to a lot of very uncomfortable humor involving some very stupid teenagers.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 What now?
What are you doing?
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh my God, help me!
Oh. Stay away from me!
Help me!
What's wrong with you?
Even worse is all the cliche-ridden teen drama that we have to suffer through before the grisly shit happens. I swear to God, I've seen more angsty teens in freaking tampon commercials than this movie has to offer.
Are you trying to be an asshole? I told you to stay away from her, but you couldn't leave well enough alone, could you? Hey, you want to know something about the girl of your dreams over there? Not only is she here with me, and not you, but I'm gonna be fucking her tonight. I'm gonna take her home, and I'm gonna fuck her every which way I want because I can. And no matter what I do, she's always gonna come back to me. What do you think about that?
Kick the little fucker's ass.
What? Ah! Do you like that? Faggot! What? You got faggot! Stop this!
What an asshole!
Yeah, say what you will about Cabin Fever, and I have, but the first film was trying to be balls to the wall. It had its drama, but the characters did feel like actual characters. Nothing special, but actually written. This film just comes off as more of a parody of the first film than it does an actual sequel to it. I mean, really, after Ryder Strong getting the axe, the stereotypical teenagers with pesky bullshit problems, the condescending tone, and the uncomfortable humor, how could this movie get any more annoying?
I didn't see anything. They were yelling. They're always yelling. All I wanted was some peace and quiet.
Relax, man. You just hit a moose.
A moose? Are you sure?
Yeah, man, I see this kind of shit all the time.
You had to ask, huh? You had to fucking ask!
I didn't know!
Get off of me! They're sand in their vagina now.
Okay.
Getting some hair pie like the man from Nantucket, whose dong was so long them bitches couldn't even fuck it. And this fucking moose pissed on my pussy parade, man. I had to come down on a Sunday.
My ears are bleeding!
Mine would too if I had any!
So the film goes exactly how you would expect it. The virus infiltrates the school, kills a bunch of kids we don't care about, and ends with, you guessed it, uncomfortable humor that will make you want to puke your guts out.
It's my puke cup! Get your own!
If you're shocked that this movie sucked, don't be, because it was obvious from the get-go. Like knowing that Stormsink and this drunk are going to die of a heart attack at the age of 30. Some things in life are simply written in the stars. The worst part about this is that they managed to screw up the concept of self-awareness and parody, and when you can't get that right, you should just abandon all hope. The only thing scary about this movie is that it's Ti West's best effort, which means our pain has to continue. Sometimes I envy the dead, because at least they can't feel anything anymore.
Honestly, sitting through this movie was just an unpleasant experience. I don't mind mindless gore in a movie, nor do I mind a writer poking fun at their ridiculous plotline, but what pisses me off is that this movie fails in just about every department. In attempting to poke fun at itself, it made the film come off as more of a god-awful parody than an actual sequel, and the characters are so annoyingly cliche, you could replace them with the cast of Degrassi and nothing would be different. I give Ti West some credit as he does realize that this film was terrible, and I will admit, despite the characters being bad, the actors in the film weren't. For the most part. The young actors were really trying to make this film work, but the writing is far too awful, and the humor they are forced to deliver is just uncomfortable and unpleasant. So, not much else to say, Cabin Fever 2 was pretty bad.
Cabin Fever 2, Spring Fever.
Wonderful. So what's next on the agenda?
Where shit gets real. We're about to enter a zone, but not cool like the Twilight Zone. A zone where nothing happens. Where people speak.
Platinum Dunes?
No, in very long, unexplainably long, awkwardly long pauses.
William Shatner's diary?
No, because that's at least funny. We're about to enter a film that started the trend of Ti West being seen as a competent director who knows what he's doing and is good in the genre of horror.
But I just saw Cabin Fever 2. He's not.
I know. We're about to see House of the Devil.
House of the Devil is not only immensely shitty, but one of the most god-awful pretentious films I have ever had the misfortune of being forced to watch. The array of things wrong with this film are just through the roof. It's not scary, has no atmosphere, the dialogue is pointless and boring, the pacing is cringe-inducing, so much so to the point of wanting to scream at the film for it to do something, and let's not forget the natural trope of Ti West films, characters interacting awkwardly and massively long gaps of nothing happening. Sometimes I wonder if watching paint dry has about as much action going on in it as this movie does.
About the deposit? Okay, I'll tell you what. If it'll help you out, and I imagine it would, I'll agree to waive all the deposit stuff. You just give me the first month's down, we'll call it a day, all right?
Really? That would be incredible.
Well, I remember when my daughter was looking for her first apartment. It's hard coming up with all that money, isn't it?
Oh, look, Dee Wallace is in this movie. I mean, it can't be that bad if she's in it.
Enjoy that, because it's her only scene.
Fuck my life!
Yeah, and that's pretty sad because this is Dee Wallace we're talking about here. She pretty much is doing anything for a paycheck these days, but here, she just shows up for 2 minutes and then leaves.
So will her character have a point later on?
Not at all. You could have started this movie with her already having money issues and nothing would have been different. Hell, we don't even see the house again.
Whoa! Nice to know that classic NES game console music is working. Somehow this just feels awfully out of place.
Out of place? You should get used to it. Get really, really, really used to it.
We then cut to Sarah walking, and then to Sarah walking, and, well, then to Sarah walking, and then back to Sarah walking. Okay. Let me guess. This is what takes up most of the movie, isn't it?
No. Her randomly staring into space is another thing that takes up time in this film.
I mean, goddamn! What other movie could get away with showing someone just walking around aimlessly and staring into space and still be universally praised? Be honest, you all knew I was going there.
Wait a minute, she just grabs the shadiest ad she can find? No address, no name, no list of duties, just a number?
But why would any woman want to do that?
So after more of nothing happening, we mercifully get to the house. She talks to the killer from Manhunter, who has to be the shadiest motherfucker you have ever seen. And she agrees to do the job, even though her friend can just give her the money. Logic be damned. Her friend is then murdered for no reason, and then, finally, we get...
Let me guess. Her walking around aimlessly for almost another fucking hour.
I've trained you well.
That's much too early. Prepare to fast forward. Preparing to fast forward. Fast forward. Fast forwarding, sir.
No, go past this. Past this part. In fact, never play this again.
Try here. Stop.
Do something!
Do something!
Do something!
I'm not even joking. Most of this movie consists of this character walking, staring, or just plain laying around. And the movie has been praised for this. Ooh, it builds tension. Bullshit. Alien was building tension. A Nightmare on Elm Street was building tension. This is just wasting our fucking time until the climax.
Oh, and get this. One of the scares in this movie that supposedly added to the so-called tension involves somebody delivering a fucking pizza. A fucking pizza! The only way that would be scary is if I was a schizophrenic Domino's delivery driver and my competition was Pizza Hut.
Then we get her bullshitting around in the dark where we can't see a damn thing. Yeah, question, director, how is your movie, your visual medium, supposed to scare me if I can't see anything?
Ah, fuck it, let's just wrap it up. In the last 10 minutes of the film, she's taken to the house basement where they do this ritual shit that impregnates her with the son of the devil.
I could go on and on about how there was absolutely no build-up to this, and how it comes out of left field, and how the only allusion we got to this ending was the fucking title, and even that's vague. But I'd rather just watch the movie end. So she escapes, finds out what they are doing, and kills herself with a bullet to her temple.
Not true.
Wait, what do you mean? I just watched it. How is that not true?
She doesn't die.
Huh?
I know!
Poor thing. Don't worry. You're gonna be just fine. Both of you.
Oh, fuck you, movie! A bullet straight through the damn temple! That's it! Game over! Dumb motherfuckers!
Drunkie, just take comfort in the movie being mercifully over.
Oh, fuck that!
House of the Devil is boring, ungodly, and unapologetically boring. The main character is blander than bread. Good talents like Greta Gerwig, Tom Noonan, and Dee Wallace are snubbed. Most of the tension in this film is false tension, meant to get a scare out of people for scares that aren't even there. The ending has no build-up whatsoever. And the end result of the climax is beyond ridiculous. This was bad. Completely fucking bad.
Back in 2012, I was hit by a car, and looking back on it, I don't remember it being as painful as sitting through this movie in all honesty. I gotta agree with the drunk that this piece of shit is relentless with its boringness. It doesn't have pacing issues, it's literally out on a mission to Zero Dark 30 your ass into submission by way of boring you to death. I will give Ti West credit for making the movie look like the 80s visually, but that's about the only good thing this movie does. By default, its premise is beyond cliche, and even then he manages to botch that by making it boring and uneventful. It's a house full of devil worshippers. How hard is it to throw a bunch of creepy people in a house with devil imagery as they run around killing people? Even Rob Zombie understood this concept, and he's fucking allergic to making good films. I mean, yeah, it's all cliche and not creative, but the script was already written like that by default, so you'd rather us just embrace it and make it fun. But nope! That would involve motion and things happening, and that shit don't fly in Ti West's house.
Talk to me.
So what's next?
VHS.
Hey, bullshit! I saw that movie and I really liked it. Well, okay, the second video in that anthology was pretty fucking bad, but... Oh no.
Oh yes.
Oh no!
And guess who directed?
No! Can I die now?
After the review, I'll do the honors myself.
Okay.
It'll be alright. No, it won't, but still.
For those who may not know, VHS is a horror anthology type of movie featuring several short horror films from different directors in the genre, coming together to make one film, and like the entertainment and soul-sucking leech that he is, Ti West managed to actually screw this film up too. It's only fitting that his segment, which was the most pointless and boring, followed the strongest and best segment of the movie, but the real question here is who the fuck hired this dick to be a part of the project, because that person needs to be shot and fired, and not in that order either.
Yeah, man, please, let's just not waste too much time on this one.
I make no promises.
So, we start with a couple on their second honeymoon, who look way too young to be on a second honeymoon to begin with, as they do a ton of suspenseful shit, like pet horses, sleep in a hotel, banter back and forth about shit nobody cares about, and random crap.
Yeah, I'm starting to sense a pattern with that last thing. In the night, they are stalked by someone who rubs a knife on the wife in her sleep, and then leaves. Odd.
Oh, but don't worry, we get more scenes of them doing more random shit, like rock climbing, because that's what creates good suspenseful horror, fucking rock climbing.
Look, Spidey, can I just reveal the ending, man? This constant barrage of nothing happening is really giving us nothing to work with.
I'm noticing the same pattern.
So the second night, the person comes back, kills the husband in his sleep while the wife films it because the twist is that they were lesbian lovers. Okay.
But even worse is that we get a kiss between these two ladies and the screen ends at their chins. What? Just... Oh my god. Oh my god. No. At this point, you have to realize the low point this useless jizz stain has taken horror to. You managed to make lesbians boring? I'm not saying that I want two female characters to be cliche or run around nude in horror, but at the very fucking least, you could either have fun with the possible material or humor the viewers, but instead, you do neither and you make lesbians boring? What vile darkness made you? It's two female lovers and you managed to butcher that and not make it interesting? Again, I'm not trying to sound like some kind of alpha male dick over here, but if you're going to have a horrendously boring short film featuring two lesbians where nothing related to horror happens, at least you could humor the viewers with a nude scene, like most cliche horror films do. Either make a good fucking horror movie or embrace the tropes of the genre, but don't take the worst elements of both, you useless sack of shit!
All in all, not much else I can say about it. But this character's reaction after watching the VHS tape will pretty much do.
What the fuck was that? Well, that was easy. Next is the Innkeepers.
Let me guess, the film follows Ty West's trend of nothing happening while random characters talking about random shit, right?
But Sarah Paxton is in it, and they're ghost hunters.
That makes it better?
No. As a matter of fact, it makes it so much worse. It's worse than House of the Devil.
How?
Under a blanket of
I had hopes for the Innkeepers as it had an interesting premise and featured Sarah Paxton, who not only is beautiful, but very talented. But, as this is a Ty West film, we can throw all hope out the window, because if you thought he was a pretentious douche with House of the Devil, then prepare to be blown away as his delusional mind becomes under the impression that he is this generation's Alfred Hitchcock. The only way that praise will apply to him is if we change our perspective to Hitchcock being a shitty director. Then, he and Ty West will match. The only thing that they share is a love of slow-burning suspense, but as where Alfred Hitchcock was ahead of the curve and understood suspense and intrigue, Ty West is just confused and lost. Sort of like the audience when they sit through a movie wondering why a camera zoomed in on a door pointlessly for such a long time with no payoff whatsoever.
Sarah Paxton, Bill Paxton's niece, stars in this movie as an innkeeper who also looks for spirits with Ghostbusters tech apparently. Now, the premise is interesting. The concept of haunted hotels has worked before, but Ty West fails to realize that you need characters instead of cardboard cutouts to make us care.
End of days.
Yeah. Have you talked to Ron lately?
Ron is in Barbados snorkeling for the ever-elusive double-back saddlefish, and he left explicit instructions not to be disturbed.
Miss Reese-Jones, I have your towels. Miss Reese-Jones?
Oh, be a lamb and hand me one of those?
Doesn't a Cyclops always have one eye? What do you mean? Never mind. I will have a large soy mocha latte with a pop of caramel. Good choice.
Where's your coffee?
They ran out.
Is that annoying girl still there?
Ugh, yes.
This is... What? This is boring. Delete.
You wanna know how little Ty West gives a shit, or how little he actually knows about directing? The very first jump scare, the very first thing thing!
Well, a jump scare, that's a problem in itself.
It doesn't matter. Don't interrupt my monologue.
Sorry.
The very first thing is a fucking jump scare from a YouTube clip. It's not even as good as the ones on YouTube.
Watch. Look closely. I missed it the first time. It's gonna blow your mind. Really heavy. So good.
How bad are you that you can't even properly emulate somebody who's working off of Windows Movie Maker? This is awful! And you know what? Thank you, Platinum Dooms. I thank you for giving me crap. Silence! Quality crap. Because if your movies aren't scary, they can at least look good. And you know what? On top of that, you made Sarah Paxton boring. How does that happen? You are a sinner. No wonder you named your first movie House of the Devil. That's who you are! You're Damien. That's who you are. You're not Ty West. It must be some kind of play on words. You're the son of the devil, and you named your first movie your own residency. That's the thing. This is gonna drive me crazy. You did a YouTube jump scare, and you didn't even do it right. At that second, I knew I was in for a hell of a ride. A hell of nothing. Oh, tell me now.
Okay, no more Red Bull for you.
And in between those attempts and jump scares, we get, you guessed it, more scenes of the main character walking around aimlessly, not doing a damn thing. My God! We get something about a spirit in the hotel, but it's never really built upon or given a proper setup. So when the climax does happen, it comes across as incredibly half-assed.
In most movies, and especially with horror and suspense, you have to have a justifying payoff. We spend an endless amount of time hearing about how this hotel is haunted and that it has ghosts, and all we get is old people acting weird, some useless nerd getting friend-zoned, and Sarah Paxton aimlessly wandering around between random long shots of things and rooms. And for what? For what? I'll tell you for what. For a fat, naked old man to chase Paxton at the very last second. That's your fucking payoff. You can't make a good horror movie or show lesbians, but you got no problem showing everybody geriatric nudity. Good job, Ty West. You've turned the idea of you being murdered into a Christmas wish.
Do something!
Do something!
Do something!
Hey guys, can you shut the fucking door?
You got it, champ!
Under a blanket of
So, one more, buddy?
Nope. No.
You
over.
sure?
It's over. I tap out.
Dude, there's one more.
This is not worth the
We asked one more movie.
It's not worth passing the class.
I agree it's not worth it, but
I know what's
should
gonna
do it just
happen.
for
Nothing's
why?
gonna happen. Nothing.
You sure?
Yes, I'm positive. I'm done.
Where the hell did you come from?
Are you referring to The Sacrament? Because I saw that.
Review it.
Review it! Now, dog!
Sacrament is the latest film by T. West in which a camera crew travels to South America in order to document a cult based off Jonestown. What is Jonestown, you may ask? Well, for you younger viewers out there, here's a brief history lesson. Jim Jones, the self-proclaimed leader of Jonestown and self-ordained Christian minister, traveled to South America with around 1,000 of his personal followers and founded the place called Jonestown. Those who relocated with Jones cut off all ties to America and their families, and various stories of people being held in Jonestown against their will were leaking out to the public. Looking for answers, a U.S. representative, Leo Ryan, and several journalists from NBC traveled to the famed location to confirm these allegations. Long story short, on November 18, 1978, Jim Jones felt himself losing control of his followers and ordered the killing of these outsiders. Gunned down on an airfield, Leo Ryan and several journalists and defecting followers died that day. As his final act, Jones laced a large vat of Kool-Aid with cyanide, convinced his followers to drink it, killing them all. Why am I telling you this? Well, The Sacrament is pretty much the same story almost to the letter. First off, out of all the T. West films, this is by far the best. Gene Jones, who plays Father, the film's version of Jim Jones, gives a commanding and chilling performance. He's terrifying and truly horrific as Father, and every time he's on screen, he dominates it. The film also has a pretty overwhelming sense of dread and misery to it, especially for those who know what's already going to happen in the end. The cast gives a generally solid performance with the exception of Katie Schell, who hams it up a bit as the mind-controlled sister of our main character. Out of the found footage films, this wasn't as bad. While I usually find myself yelling at these kind of films, put the camera down for God's sake, come on, run! He does some clever tricks about who's holding it to give us a better reason to see this violence besides the guy just holding it up. However, the film's greatest strengths are also its greatest weaknesses. It follows the Jonestown massacre too closely and borders on exploitative at times. Since it follows it closely, it makes me wonder why they didn't just make it a biopic on Jim Jones itself. It would have made far more sense to just do a movie on that instead of just try to fake faux pas a movie about another cult that's basically the same thing. Even little things, such as someone passing a note to the visiting crew with "Help Us" written on it, the fact that Father kills himself with a gun instead of poison like Jones did, and how the film progresses. It's not original in any way, and if it wasn't for Gene Jones' amazing performance, it honestly wouldn't be worth the time. Ironically, this and an amazing documentary called Jonestown are both on Netflix. So, just go watch the documentary instead. Trust me, it's far more chilling. Well, that's Jiggy. I'm out.
In the end, I just can't get behind this director. There is a reason we talked about this guy's movies in one video. Because there's only so many times that we can look at the screen and say, nothing's happening. Ty West is a bad director, plain and simple. These movies range from boring to pretentious to just plain awful. I can understand what he's trying to do and what he finds scary, but in reality, I don't think his movies could scare a frightened dormouse.
The real scary part about all this is that talented directors are being passed over for this fucking douchebag. Let me get this straight. Ty West, who clearly doesn't understand horror and suspense, can have a film career, but the team who made Amateur Night, the best segment from VHS and one of the most genuinely scary films and features I have seen in years, can't get a career started? That doesn't compute! In a just world, someone wearing a Norman Bates mask would butcher this useless fuck, so they can make room for actual talent that not only understand horror better, but could help lead the way to some truly innovative and frightful films.